During the last several weeks, terrorists in Gaza renewed their launch of incendiary balloons across the border, setting scores of fires in southern Israel. 15 years ago, the Israeli government unilaterally pulled out of Gaza, hoping for peace. Instead, they got rockets, terror tunnels, and fire balloons. Here's a story CBN's Scott Ross did several years ago on the 10th anniversary of the disengagement, and he looked at the human cost of that fateful move.
For decades, Anita Tucker successfully farmed in her community of Netzer Hazani. She helped build the Jewish enclave of Gush Katif from the sand dunes of Gaza. Tucker told CBN's Scott Ross about one of her first encounters that still seems hard to believe.
One day we see out from under the sand dune comes this Arab with his keffiyeh and his long galabiyah, his long Arab robe, and all of a sudden we see they have bread and salt in their hands in the Muslim tradition. Bruchim habayim, welcome, they say to us. We're so glad that you're here.
And these are Arabs.
Arabs, and they say, we're so happy that you're here. Maybe there'll be some work for our people.
The communities began to thrive, and over 30 years, agriculture grew to a $60 million per year industry, providing 15% of Israel's exported vegetables.
Were your Arab neighbors surprised by your success, that you had brought something of a blessing out of a curse?
They were happy with that blessing because there was work for their people. We taught them modern agriculture.
So you had Arab neighbors and you got along with each other. There was no conflict, nothing.
No.
Where did it break down?
When the world started talking about peace, because I always say they misspelled it, and instead of writing P-E-A-C-E, somebody by mistake wrote P-I-E-C-E, and they started tearing us to pieces and tearing the Arabs living in Gaza to pieces. I think the real trouble started when they brought Yasser Arafat to the Gaza Strip.
As time went by and talk of the so-called disengagement grew, Tucker, then known as the Celery Lady, talked to CBN News in 2005 about the prospect of being forced from her home.
It can't be that people who are living peacefully in a place and it turned into a flourishing, beautiful area should have to leave their home. And around us there are people who are trying to murder us, throwing rockets at us, trying to kill us.
The community of Netzer Hazani is one that stuck together. Some 100 families built this new community.
The minute that we left, we switched mode and said, we are building again, we're staying together as a community.
Would you have any desire to go back to Gaza?
I'll be the first in line as soon as it's safe to go there and the government says come back.
Alpha,